The Fall of Nero, a dark symphony of power, paranoia, and passion. In the grand halls of ancient Rome, the young Nero stands tall, his eyes bright with ambition. The crowd of nobles and senators watches in awe as the golden crown is placed upon his head. Beside him, his mother Agrippina smiles, a smile not of pride but of control, for she has crafted Nero into her puppet emperor. Yet within Nero burns a desire, a yearning to be more than a mere figurehead. He dreams of being revered as both a ruler and an artist, a god among men. But the path to greatness is fraught with peril, and Nero's journey is about to take a dark turn. The once gleaming palace now hides a sinister secret. In a dimly lit chamber, Nero stands over the sleeping figure of his mother. The dagger in his hand trembles as he battles the overwhelming guilt and the ghostly whispers that haunt his mind. With one swift motion, he plunges the blade into her heart, severing the chains of her control, but also planting the seeds of his own demise. The act of matricide leaves a scar on his soul, a scar that will fester and grow, consuming him from within. Years later, Rome itself becomes a stage for Nero's twisted vision. The city burns, engulfed in flames that lick the night sky, as Nero watches from his palace, his lyre in hand. Rumors swirl among the people. Did Nero order the fire to make way for his grand designs? The once beloved emperor is now seen as a madman, a tyrant obsessed with his own legacy. As the flames consume the city, Nero's mind, too, is consumed by paranoia and delusions of grandeur. The Senate, sensing the growing madness, begins to turn against him. The halls of power, once filled with voices of praise and flattery, are now silent. Nero sits alone in his vast throne room, surrounded by the shadows of his former glory. The fire that once burned within him is now replaced by a cold, creeping fear. His closest allies have deserted him, and the whispers of betrayal grow louder with each passing day. Nero's once unshakable confidence is shattered, and he begins to see enemies in every corner, plotting his downfall. The madness that has taken root in Nero's mind reaches a fever pitch. In a fit of rage, he takes the life of his beloved wife, Poppaea. The beautiful and serene Poppaea, who once held his heart, now lies lifeless at his feet, her blood staining the luxurious marble floor. Nero's grief is palpable, yet it is overshadowed by the realization that he has crossed a line from which there is no return. The emperor, once worshipped by the people, is now a monster, feared and reviled by all. Desperate to leave behind something of worth, Nero becomes obsessed with creating his final masterpiece, a grand symphony that will immortalize his reign. He conducts an imaginary orchestra in an empty hall, his movements wild and erratic. The once bustling hall is now a tomb of silence, reflecting the emptiness that has consumed Nero's life. As he reaches the crescendo, the music he hears in his mind is drowned out by the sound of approaching footsteps, soldiers sent by the Senate, coming to end his reign. Fleeing the city that once adored him, Nero takes refuge in a remote villa, far from the seat of power. The once mighty emperor is now a shadow of his former self, gaunt and broken. As he gazes into a small mirror, he sees not his own reflection, but the faces of those he has wronged. Agrippina, Poppaea, his betrayed allies. With trembling hands, Nero picks up a dagger, the same dagger that ended his mother's life. As the soldiers close in, he prepares to take his own life, whispering the words that will echo through history. "What an artist dies in me." But as the blade touches his throat, Nero is jolted awake, no longer in ancient Rome, but in the bustling streets of modern-day Rome. Confused and disoriented, he stumbles through the city, his regal attire now a relic of the past. He comes across a statue of himself, half defaced by graffiti, half admired by tourists. As he gazes at the statue, a mix of horror and disbelief fills his eyes. This is how history remembers him: a madman, a tyrant, a figure both glorified and vilified. The legacy he fought so hard to build has been twisted by time, leaving him a mere shadow in the annals of history.